When you think of Frankenstein, do you think like, what do you think? We're here at Brandon Theaters tonight watching Frankenstein. Movie is a graphic novel, did not know that going into it. In a nutshell, you've got demons and gargoyles. Not like the gargoyles from that classic cartoon show. These are straight up like sub-angel things. Like when they die, they're going back up to heaven or some special place with blue light. Gargoyles, demons, they're fighting this war that nobody can see, although when you get to the movie of it, they're basically brawling it out on the streets, and it's just like, does nobody see fire and all this stuff going on? You got Frankenstein. He's a new take on it. He looks like a regular dude. He's very strong. Both sides want him because he's the shit. Although some problems with it were, I didn't care about any of the characters in this movie. None. The only thing I cared about was when the gargoyles would like land, their robes and they're like,
I'm going out to battle.
Jump off the roof. Here come their wings. I'm like, that's sick. And they pull out their weapons and stuff. Other than that, the movie was too rushed.
Slow down for Frankenstein's sad stuff.
Over. It's like a TV movie, you know, like Lifetime's got that special on tonight. The effects were good. That's pretty much all this movie is. So other than that, this movie is 6.5, 7. To clarify my rating scale, everyone says you do 1 to 5. Well, I do 1 to 10, so 10 to 9's an A, and 8 to 7's a B, you know, high B, low B. So this is like a very high C to a low B. It's only entertaining value was the 3D because that's what we watched it in. If you like 3D, this is kind of worth it because when some shit's hitting the fan and stuff's going with the cameras, the way the stuff that you're like, it's awesome. Let's see what some people had to say about this movie. Ugh. Did you like this movie?
It was okay. I didn't hate it. Yeah.
I really did. I really enjoyed it.
No, I didn't. In one word? No.
A little.
Not really, no.
How do you feel about the 3D in the movie?
Okay, well, I'm going to say that the 3D was the thing that made it worth going to see because I don't feel as though in 2D just the fire and the effects and how the gargoyles looked and how the demons looked, just the overall effects I feel were amplified just because it was 3D.
It made the fight scenes with the gargoyles and the demons very badass, very realistic, very just right in your face.
The 3D was actually well done. I think that the strongest part of this movie is special effects, without question, and the 3D just adds to that. That was done very, very well.
3D was my new for me. First time I ever did 3D, I was almost like into the picture. It was awesome.
This was your first 3D movie?
The first 3D movie ever.
Just popped his cherry.
I thought the 3D was like the only thing good about it at all, worth seeing. I think if you're gonna see it in theaters, might as well see it in 3D. There's no point to see it.
Anything you liked about the movie?
The action, I liked action. It was pretty cool. I mean, who doesn't like hitting gargoyles, you know, and demons in the face with a stick? That's nice. That's fun. He does it pretty well.
Eric says, oh, he's not big and huge and all like green and shit. But I'm just like, okay, I really enjoyed that he looked like a fucking regular person. It was taken from fucking regular person parts.
Special effects. That was pretty much all I liked about the movie. Extremely predictable. It was cheesy. Lots of eye-rolling moments where you're like, did he really just say that? Wow. Yeah, that was pretty much special effects was all I really enjoyed. I mean, the special effects was really good, and the choreography, the fights and the special effects together.
Well, I like the action scenes mostly, and the fact that it continues from the original Mary Shelley's plot of the story. 'Cause I've seen both the movie and read the book. And so, yeah, I like how it continued, but then it kind of took a sharp left turn to, what the hell?
I thought all the action sequences really awesome. The fighting was cool, but besides that, I wasn't too into it.
What didn't you like?
Okay, it's very underworld in its execution. I mean, you could tell the music was there. It could go to like any underworld song. I mean, it was there. You had key characters who remade appearances just to like solidify the fact that this was underworld at some point. That this originated from. Graphic novel, cool and everything. Obviously, I didn't read it, but it wasn't exactly the coolest take on Frankenstein. I was expecting 8 feet, 1,000 pounds, not 6'2", 190. You know, it's like, oh, that's great, I guess. And he has a butt chin. I mean, it's whatever. That's sure. I mean, like he has scars and everything, but that's just irredeemable. That's just not okay.
The chintzy dialogue was really just, it was very dry and there wasn't enough emotion behind what they were saying. You're just like, I don't really. Okay, that's not very believable, but I did enjoy the whole take on the Frankenstein.
I just think the entire thing was a rehash. It's like they got around a table and said, these were successful trilogies. What can we take from these, amalgamate them together to make a new successful trilogy? Apparently Underworld's on the table, apparently Blade's on the table, and Batman, and they probably just threw like 50 different movies franchises in there and said, let's make a movie with all of this in it, and they did. Nothing was even remotely new. And they telegraphed everything. Like, first 15 minutes of the movie, you could probably guess how it's gonna end.
Characters were dry. That's above all. In fact, actually, after the first 15 minutes, I was like, is this movie gonna be this lame? Can I take off my glasses yet? But yeah, so mostly it was just dry. Your dry acting, dry plot, carrying.
It seemed a little bit sped up, like the whole storyline, you got to the action really fast. There was no time to develop any kind of character. You didn't care for any characters except for probably the lead three, who were the only thing worth seeing in the show. Everything else, all the supporting characters were a joke.
Because I have to explain myself, it's a D+. This is a D+ because they keep pestering me about my damn grade. All right, no numbers, there's letters. D+, C-.
I give this a B- for... Stop shaking your head, Eric. Nobody was over here doing that to you.
I give it an F. I would, if I was doing numbers, I would have given it a 5. Because it's worth a rental, I guess, if you see it with a friend for like $1 or something.
On Blu-ray.
But, I would have given it a 5, which is an F.
I'll go with the C. It's not bad. It's not good. I wouldn't recommend you to take everybody to go see it, but
If we're going with the letters, I'd probably go with like a D. D+.
If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, go on ahead and do so. Like this, favorite it, share it. What's better, Underworld or I, Frankenstein? Because they're literally like the same fucking thing, just two different sets of monsters. Next week we're doing That Awkward Moment. Comedy, romantic comedy with Zac Efron. He's kind of blossoming out of his musical days. And then last week we did Ride Along. If you want to see that, go ahead and click the little logo down there anytime you want. And then, as always, letting you know before you go at Brennan Theaters.